Hi, I'm Nicole, and this is the Ignite Yoga workout. Today we'll be using the ActivMotion Bar to enhance the strength, flexibility, and balance aspects found in a traditional yoga program. We'll also be coordinating our breath with our movements that will help to fire up those core muscles even more. Let's get started. Let's pick up our ActivMotion bars, having our hands on those white lines, and we'll start with a few sun salutations to get everything warmed up. Go ahead and take an inhale and raise the bar up towards the ceiling. Take an exhale and lean to the right. Come on up and go to the left, only going as far as you can control it, and come back up tall. Let's fold forward, take a nice exhale here. You can bend the knees if you need to, if you're a little tight starting out. Take an inhale and come halfway up, squeeze the shoulder blades back and bring the bar to the ribs, and then exhale down. From here, release your bar and step back to a plank. From here, you're gonna lower down to chaturanga, the bottom of a push-up. Inhale, let's come to upward dog, and then exhale, downward dog. This is our first downward dog here, so you might be a little bit tight, especially through the hamstrings and the calves. So just go ahead and walk your dog a little bit, alternate bending and straightening the knees, lifting and lowering the heels. Good. From your downward dog, look forward. You're gonna take your right foot, step it forward between the hands, nice big lunge, and then step your left foot forward to meet it. Let's grab our bar once again, come halfway up. Exhale on your fold, maybe bend the knees still. Inhale, reach up tall, and then exhale down. Let's do that again. Inhale up, and exhale to the right. Inhale up, and then exhale left. Come back up tall, and exhale into your fold. From here, come halfway up. Exhale down into your fold, and once again, step back into plank. Staying tall through the shoulders, abdominal muscles, and the hips. You're gonna lower down. Inhale to upward dog, and exhale, downward dog. From here, we'll warm up our shoulders a little bit. You're just simply gonna roll forward into a plank, shoulders over the hands, and then push back. Let's do a few more of those, making sure you're still breathing. Always important. And back to downward dog. From here, look forward, step the right foot forward, and then the left, and we'll come back up, squeezing the bar into the ribs. Go ahead and lower down through your fold. Inhale, reach up tall, and exhale down. Let's do that again. Inhale up, and exhale right. Inhale up, and exhale left. Inhale, stretch up tall, and once again, fold forward. Let's come back up through the rib cage and the shoulder blades. Exhale down, and step back. One breath here, staying tall and stable, and then bend the elbows and lower down. Inhale, come halfway up, or all the way up, as it should be. And exhale, back to downward dog. Should be a little bit more stretched out through the legs and the shoulders here. So now try and draw the belly button in towards the spine. And make sure that you've got this contraction, this nice stable position for your spine throughout the whole workout. From here, let's come forward, right foot, and the left. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold. Let's come all the way up, and exhale down. Let's do one more with the bar. Inhale up, nice long stretch through the left side. Come on up, and go to the left. Let's come back up and fold forward. Really bring the belly button in tight as you squeeze the shoulder blades and come up. And then exhale, release your bar and step back. From here, take your plank and lower down through chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog, all the way this time. And then step back, downward dog. This is the last time we'll do our sun salutation with the bar. So what we're gonna do is come forward, right foot on the left, And leave our bar there as we come halfway up. On your exhale, fold down. Inhale, reach up all the way, and then come back down. So let's do one more without our bar this time. Inhale up. Maybe grab the wrist and exhale to the right. Inhale up, and exhale left. Inhale up, and then exhale, fold. Let's come halfway up, and step back one more time to our plank. Exhale down. You can inhale up, and then exhale back. Hopefully doing that without the bar, you felt a little bit more mobility, a little bit more connected to your core, a little bit more stable. And from here, we'll come forward with the right foot and the left. Let's grab our bar this time, hands on the white lines. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach all the way up tall. And then exhale down. You might be out of breath just a little bit after the warm-up, kind of like me. So what we're gonna do next is some transitions between a few different yoga poses to help work on our balance and stability. The first transition we're gonna do is going from chair pose to tree pose. So we'll set up a nice chair pose, feet about hip distance apart. You're gonna squeeze your shoulder blades back and really anchor that bar down into the front of your legs. So from here, you're gonna sit back into your hips, keep the belly tight, really press the bar down into your legs. Nice chair pose here. Next, you're gonna shift your weight onto that right leg, stand up tall, and find a tree pose. You can bring a bar all the way up tall, or you can even keep it at chest level if overhead is just a little bit too difficult. Go ahead and lower back down. We're gonna find our chair pose once again, and then shift to the left side. That right leg or whatever leg is lifting doesn't have to be too high. And if it's difficult to balance lifting it, you can even just tap it on the ground, just like this. Let's come back down, really sitting back into the hips, nice stable posture here. And then being able to shift our weight and keep our balance tall through the hip and knee. Let's do a few more. Back and forth. You can go on your own breath or your own time here as well. And let's do one more on this left side. Little balance here. Good. Okay, the next one we're gonna do is going from extended side angle to triangle pose. So to set up, go ahead and take your right leg back. And we'll find a crescent pose. The back heel is up. From here, you can come to warrior two by lowering the back heel. So whenever you're in this pose, you want to make sure you've got a nice parallel line from the bar, your shoulders, and then that leg in front so it's not going inward. So from your warrior two here, to come to extended side angle, you're going to bring your front hand to the center logo and the back hand to the back end cap of the bar. Go ahead and take the bar and put the front end cap forward in front of your foot. And you're gonna sit down into your left hip and find an extended side angle. We're a little supported here. Just make sure you're really maximizing the strength of that left leg and reaching up tall through the right side. From this position, we're gonna go to triangle pose simply by straightening the front leg and then sitting back into the back hip. So you get a nice hamstring and maybe a little bit of a hip stretch here too. So let's go back and forth. We're gonna bend the knee, extended side angle, sit into the hip and lift through the top arm, and then straighten through the knee and sit back into the right hip. Let's go back and forth here, bending the knee, straightening and lifting, bending the knee, and straighten and lift. Let's do one more of each pose here. And then we're gonna come back down through our extended side angle. Let's come back through warrior two, switching your grip and finding that nice parallel alignment here. So from here, we're gonna go back towards the front, crescent pose, and then step forward. So from here, we're gonna go to the other side. Take left foot and step it back to a crescent pose. Switch your grip to the center logo here and back end cap, and then find a nice placement of that front end cap on the ground. From here, you can sit into your extended side angle, really getting a nice lunge into that right leg. And then to go to triangle pose, we're gonna straighten up through the right leg, sit back into the left hip, and even lift a little bit through the left arm. Let's bend down and find an extended side ankle. And then come up through triangle pose. Hopefully with each repetition here, you're feeling your mobility improve and your flexibility increase with every repetition. One more, down into extended side angle. Let's lift up, warrior two. And then turn forward into crescent pose. And then we'll step forward to finish up that series. So from here, we're gonna go from chair to warrior three. Warrior three is typically a pretty difficult balance posture in yoga, but you'll see with using some cueing and some stabilization with the ActivMotion bar, that actually becomes a nice, strong, stable pose. So let's find our chair pose once again. Feet are about hip distance apart. We're gonna squeeze our shoulder blades back, sit back into our hips, and then shift our weight over to the right leg and bring that left leg backwards. You can keep your toe here, or see if you can press forward and lift the leg up off the ground, and all of a sudden you're in warrior three. So from here, let's lower that leg back down and shift to the other side. Shift onto that left leg, point the right toe back, keep a nice stable posture, and lift through the right leg. Good, shift sides slowly and rhythmically back and forth, keeping the shoulder blades pressed back down towards the hips, belly tight. And we'll do a few more on each side here. Again, if as far as you can get is that toe down on the ground, you're still gonna get some great balance work, some great core work. Let's do one more here, that left side. Nice here. Find that chair pose once again, and then stand up tall. So next we've got crescent pose, and we're gonna add some overhead side bends to that to start working some of the oblique muscles. So you're gonna take your right foot, step it back into crescent pose, and we're gonna start here. So from here, just as you did in your sun salutations, you're gonna side bend to the right and side bend to the left. So on your exhales, when you want to tip, inhale, come up tall. From here, you also want to close the rib cage on the side you're bending towards. From here, you could also come up tall, make it a little more challenging. The bar is farther away from the body. That weight, that dynamic resistance, is going to shift and throw you off your balance just a little bit more. Keep going back and forth, remembering to breathe. Very good. Come back up tall. And we're gonna step forward and we'll do the other side. From here, you can step back. Left foot is in crescent pose. You can be either here or up tall. And do your side bends back and forth. Nice and easy on your breath. Remembering to only go as far as you can control it, which might be different from one side to the other. Back and forth a few more times. Good. Make sure you're keeping the hips stable as well. You want a nice stable position to work from. Let's do one more on each side. Good. Come back up, step forward, and release the bar down. We've got one more transition we're gonna go through before we make a nice long yoga flow, building up all of these poses that we've been working in. So what we're gonna do is start in warrior three this time and do a little bit of hip stability work. You're gonna start with your right foot forward and your left toe behind. So to start off, bring your shoulder blades back, really anchor that bar down down into your right leg. So you're gonna sit back into your hip just like you did with the chair pose and your other warrior 3 poses. And you can stay here or start to lift that left leg back up and down. So you got some nice dynamic stability happening here, especially you'll feel it in that right hip. You're gonna go up and down. The tighter the grip and the tighter the stability you have from the shoulder blades and the abdominal muscles, the easier it's gonna be. Let's go ahead and stand up tall through the right leg and set ourselves up for the left side. From here, step that right foot back, weight's just on the toe. And then squeeze the shoulder blades back and sit down into your left leg. Nice stable position of the shoulder blades and the abdominal muscles. You can start to lift and lower each leg. Back and forth here, up and down. If we've got a nice stable position of our core, the extremities are free to move. Let's do a few more here. Should be feeling it not only in the left side, but the right side as well. Let's do one more. Go ahead and lower down and stand up tall. So that concludes our balance and our stability series, and we're gonna be going through Dancing Warrior series with our ActivMotion bars. Go ahead and start at the front of your mat with your feet together, your ActivMotion bar lifted straight up towards the ceiling. From here, take your right leg and you're gonna step it back to crescent pose. From crescent pose, come to warrior 2 by lowering that right heel down and then squaring the shoulders and hips off to the side. From here, we're gonna come to reverse warrior by lifting up through the left rib cage, reaching up towards the sky, that front end cap. And then let's come back to warrior 2. We're gonna come to extended side angle. As we did once before, front end cap comes down, and you're gonna sit down into that left hip. From here, straighten up through triangle pose. Nice, tall, straight line. And then come back through extended side angle. Let's come back up to our warrior 2 position. Nice, straight alignment. And then come forward. There is our crescent pose. Let's step forward from here. That concludes the right side. Let's do the left side. So you're gonna take the left leg and step it back. Crescent pose once again. Nice deep lunge, not too much, but enough to where you feel a little bit of a challenge. Same thing, nice straight alignment. And then you're gonna lift up through the right side. From here, let's come back to warrior 2 and find our extended side angle. Grip on the center logo, front end cap on the ground, and sit into your extended side angle. From here, straighten the knee, come to triangle pose, and then sit back down into extended side angle, and then come back up. Pause for a moment in your warrior 2. From here, let's press forward, crescent pose. And step forward, go ahead and lower your bar down. So we'll do that flow a few more times with the bar and then once without the bar. Go ahead and inhale and bring the arms. Bring the arms and the bar up and take that right leg and step it back. Nice crescent pose, maybe a little bit deeper each time. And lower the right heel down, warrior 2. From here, switch your grip to that center logo. Lean into that left hip, extended side angle. Go ahead and straighten the knee, come to triangle pose. Go ahead and back down into your extended side angle. Lift up, warrior 2 once again, and then press forward to crescent pose. Let's take that right foot and step it forward and start the left side. Take the left foot and step it back, crescent pose. Lower down. And shift your grip. Place the front end cap down, reach up tall into your extended side angle. Let's straighten the knee, lift up through the left side, come to triangle pose. bend back down through extended side angle, and then lift back up, switch your grip. From here, let's step forward, crescent pose. Take that left foot and step it forward, and then you're gonna lower your bar down to your mat. So from here, we're gonna do one more flow without the bar this time. So take your arms and raise them up overhead. Take your right foot and step it back to crescent pose. From here, lower the right heel down. Nice square alignment in warrior two. Raise the left arm up, lean back, find reverse warrior, and then come back to your warrior two. You can take that left elbow to the left knee, lift up through the right side, and find extended side angle. And then as you straighten the left knee, sit down into nice straight left leg and find triangle pose. Let's come to our extended side angle. Left elbow on the left knee, and then back to warrior two. From here, you can sink forward into that right hip once again, crescent pose, and then step forward to the front of your mat. Let's do the left side. Take the left leg and step it back to crescent pose. Good. Lower the heel down, square off the shoulders and hips, and then raise the right arm, stretch up through the right side, reverse warrior. Come back to warrior two, and then lean forward into the right elbow. Stretch up through the left side, extended side angle. Straighten up through the right knee, and you can sink down to triangle pose. And then come back to your extended side angle, placing the right elbow on the right knee. Let's come back up through warrior two, and then sink through into that right hip, crescent pose. From here, just take that left foot and step it forward, and we will conclude our Dancing Warrior series. We'll do one nice long sun salutation here to cool down our workout here. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, find a nice forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up. And then exhale, step back to your plank. From here, you can lower down through chaturanga. Inhale through upward dog. You're going to sink back into your hips and find child's pose. So you're going to take your right hand and stretch it towards the right end cap of your bar. Take your left hand and cross it over. If not, you can just bring it right next to it. But in any case, you're going to sit back into your hips and get a nice stretch along the entire left side. Do a few breaths here. Let's do the other side. You're going to slide the left hand over towards the left end cap. Press the right hand across, and then lower back. A few nice long breaths here as well. From here, you can come forward to hands and knees, and take your bar and set it along the side of your mat, just like that. You can lay down onto your left side. We'll get a nice spinal stretch here, assisted with our bar. So we'll bring a nice amount of hip flexion here. You've got a nice straight line here, hip to knee, and find the white lines on your ActivMotion bar. From here, bring the bar across your chest, and you're gonna straighten your elbow on the right side. Hold on to that right end cap. So you can take your left hand here, and give yourself a nice push over to the right, maybe lower the end cap down to the ground, and really sink your ribs and your shoulder blade down towards the ground. Slow down your breath here. Really use your breath as a way to come further into your stretch. And from here, let's bring our bar right across our chest again. We're gonna roll on to the right side. Nice amount of hip flexion here, nice straight line. And this time we stretch and straighten out that left hand towards the end cap. Bring that bar across the chest, and some little pressure from that right hand. Get a nice spinal stretch to the left. Really try and slow down your breath here. Allow yourself to go further into the stretch. Okay, a few last seconds into your stretch here. Go ahead and take your bar and bring it across your chest once again. And roll onto your back. You can set your bar down alongside your mat and lay down onto your back. So let's finish our workout with one nice deep breath and stretch here. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Stretch out through the fingertips, out through the toes, and exhale and lower down. And that concludes the Ignite Yoga workout. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.